Hello, hello, hello. Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, whatever time it is for you. Welcome to my live hangout on Google. Today, I want to talk about TBC. I have some exciting news to share, and I'm going to share the screen for a bit. And so I'm going to do that in a bit, though. For now, let's Hola, Pedro. Bienvenido. Let me share the link with you. Uh, okay, Pedro, I sent you the link that you can actually join me on the live screen if you want. Okay. So you are probably up to date with the blog, but I'm going to share the screen for a bit. I want to okay, so this is the screen I wanted to look at. It says here big buyers should rush in now before migration. Poster and article. All right, so here's the poster, obviously, already. So the article is this weekend is the last time TBC is measured in euros. We begin to measure the TBC value in grains of gold on Monday. So you can buy lots more Kringles now than you will be able to buy starting on Monday, ongoing, while being oh, I've been planning this change for 18 months, and now is the time to do that. To do it. Let me give you an example. If you buy $100 of Kringles today, you will get 267 Kringles. If you wait until Monday, and we have a zero growth in members between then and now, keeping all things the same except the new measurement, you will get 117.77 Kringles. That 117 Kringles, I guess, is basically what that means. That's because I. That's because 1 grain of gold is worth 200, or yeah, 200. 1 grain of gold is worth 2.267 euros. There we go. So you see, this is a big deal, and big buyers should come in and scoop it up. a $1,000 purchase today would get you 2,670 kringles instead of 1,177 kringles. If you trade a $10,000 car for kringles, you could get 267. You could get 2,600 and no 26,700. There we go. Kringles instead of 11,777 Kringles on Monday. Cookies rewards are not limited. You get 100 million. No, you get 100,000 cookies for every set of Kringles purchased at $100. So 1,000 purchase get you 1 million Kringles, and that $10,000 car would get you 10 billion Kringles. Note, the 20 means we are also cutting off the last 2 zeros on the Kringles at the same time, but cutting 2 zeros off does not change the dollar value, even on cent, as explained in this article right here. If you go to that, so right now, folks, is the time to buy. So I'm going to just go back here. Pedro, I don't know if you got the email yet or not. I don't know, but I did send it. So folks, there are big things happening with TBC. We expect that in 6 months, in the next 6 months, we will have gained 10 million more members. And in the following 6 months, it could very likely be 100 million more. So this is growing very, very fast. We have in 2 years, in the first year, we had 100,000 there, right around there. In the second year, 3 million. And now we are making some changes. We are, first of all, one of the very big changes is that instead of that the coin is backed with the euro, by a euro, which is a fiat-based money, it is now going to be backed by gold. That is huge. That is huge. So 1 kringle, which is the smallest breakdown of the coin, as of now, that it's going to be, we're going to have another wallet that is going to break it down in micros, but at this point, it'll be 1 grain of gold will be, that is what 1 kringle is going to be worth. So that gives all of us who have TBC a huge raise. That's a huge raise in pay that we get for having TBC. And this weekend until Monday, you can still get it for the new for the old price, which was it's going to go up, way up, and um, uh, on Monday. So now, Pedro, as for the question that you might have about the transactions uh, that um, that I did send an email directly to the commissioner of TBC and explained what we did exactly. So I am thinking that that will be cleared up uh, very quickly when he reads that email. Okay. So, anyways, I just wanted you to know that, and I don't mind if it's on this video because we need to people need to know that we are cautious about not discounting the coin. So I explained it, and it should all be good. Okay, so now moving on with our hangout here. There was another thing I was going to mention, because being backed by gold that's a pretty big thing. Also, what else is that we have a brand new system, TBC 2.0, and so since we are migrating to the new system, and the old system was backed by euros, and so therefore now we link it to the price of gold instead, which is much more solid price, because the euro is, well, all fiat currencies are actually very shaky ground right now, especially in the times we're in right now. So it's going to be a great thing to have TBC backed by gold, and also the expectation of the very rapid growth that we're expecting to happen in the next few years is absolutely it's massive. It's massive. There's going to very quickly here. There's going to be countries that basically are going to be where the monetary system is basically going to be TBC. This is already spreading in some. You mentioned the TBC Live Studio. We are starting. I wanted to talk to you about that some more, Pedro, and there is some figuring that we have to do on that yet. So, but I will say that Pedro and we've been talking about having a 4-hour a day studio, and I am not quite sure how that's going to work out yet. So I don't know. We got to figure those things out. All right. So yeah. So the growth that we're expecting, growth rate that we're expecting is really huge. Like in just this coming year, that by the end of the year, it's very likely that we will be way past 100 million TBC users, and in the following year, that could very easily reach 500 million. because once this thing really begins to catch on, you see, once we have over 100 million, there's going to be many businesses that are going to accept it as normal. It's going to be normal flow in very many communities. So that is where we're going, folks. That is where we're going with TBC. Now, as I have mentioned before, there like many of like the other cryptocurrencies, I do not discourage at all from buying other cryptocurrencies as well. If you are into that, I own a couple of different ones. I don't necessarily have any Bitcoin. Not that I wouldn't. I haven't really, personally. I bought Bitcoin quite a few times for other reasons, to use for something else, but I never held on to Bitcoin at this point. Doesn't mean I would, but I think it's can be good to have some, even Bitcoin as far as that goes. But as far as where we're going with TBC, there is no other currency, no other cryptocurrency that would fit the bill when it comes to ending global poverty. You see, that's what the aim of TBC is, that we end the poverty on a global scale for once and for all. And we are fast headed towards very, very exciting times in many ways. Technology, we are at the brink of technology that is going to hit us, some of which we don't want to encounter, and I believe also there is much of it that we're going to really use and advance many things in life, especially when it comes to how we're going to acquire our energy. Like instead of being hooked up with the grid and paying our all these fees every month, because I think there is going to be a lot of those things are going to change in a major way because of technology that has actually been available for a long time but has been suppressed, and but is now being starting to be developed. So I think we have much exciting stuff to look forward to. And I was sitting in on Dan Lutz's live stream just before this, and before I opened mine. And I found it very interesting what some of the stuff that they were talking about. Now his was being interpreted into Spanish, which was actually quite interesting to me. Maybe you were on it too. I don't know. Were you on Dan Lutz's by any chance? Oh, Brian, welcome very much, and Pedro. Were you hanging out with Dan Lutz by any chance just before I came on? Anyway, if you did, his was being interpreted into Spanish, and I found it quite interesting. Some of the things that he was talking about, because he was actually saying that that now with the new blockchain and stuff that they're going to approach that bank again, that that they were talking about one time. So anyway, I don't want to talk about that much. It's just in, I mean, it's obviously in stages that nothing has at this point been gone, but I thought it was interesting. But what we are more interested in is to spread the TBC coin out to enough people that it can start to be used in normal business. One of the things that I also appreciated that I hadn't thought of, and I'm glad he shared it, because what some businesses are doing, um, they will, on certain days, they will accept TBC as payment, or a certain percentage. Some of them, like some of them, they will accept TBC for, say, for half of the value of the purchase. They will accept TBC as a way of payment, uh, and then you see that gets the TBC spread more, because if we can approach businesses, to do that, to say maybe a half a day a week, or something like that, so that it doesn't hurt their cash flow too much, and yet it gets TBC on into the. So I hadn't thought about that, but I think that sounds like a very good idea. To That's something we could engage in approaching businesses, to see if they would consider doing that. I mean, since we are growing very fast, uh, and this is going to speed up way more with the new system. Uh, that's just going to be uh, a huge uh, growth spurt, I believe, in our on our membership base. So all I can say is, let's keep on. Let's spread the word. Let's get people involved, and see how far we can take this thing in the next 6 months. I it it would sure be nice to see, having an 10 million in 6 months, and then have it another 100 million by the end of the month. That would be awesome. Um, so if I believe with the way we're promoting it now, and of course, the more people come on board, the more big promoters we're going to have. There's the growth is going to be exponential, very exponential. It's really awesome. Okay, so no, I was not on. Oh, right. Oh, okay. All right. Okay. And right. All right. I I guess that is it for my hangout today. So thank you very much for joining me, Brian and Pedro, and with that, I'm going to sign off. Peace.